This is episode number 3 of the 90-day series where I'm taking my second eBay account from 0 to 10,000 listings within 90 days, and I show you guys every step along the way. My name is Elias. I've been dropshipping on eBay for the last 3 months, and without wasting any more of you guys' time, let's just get straight into it. Alright, boys, so last episode we went ahead and listed 30 more items. We were at 30 listings, we got it up to 60. This episode, we're going to do the same thing in double, so we're going to list another 60. And remember, we stay true to our format where we're sniping 10%, so I'm going to snipe 6 items and then bulk list the remaining 54. So as you guys can see, right, yesterday was day number 2 and our 60 listings was enough to get our first sale. We sold this item here for $30.99 and we're going to be buying it on Amazon for just under $11. So that's already $20 profit. That's day number 2. So in this video, since we got our first order, I want it to be based around fulfillment. I'm going to show you guys every step along the way as far as fulfillment goes and why it's important to stay organized while fulfilling. Because, for example, when things come up such as returns or item not received cases, it's important to be able to trace back where you fulfilled your orders, and just it helps everything be more organized. And especially whenever you scale and you look for team members, for example, like VAs, it'll help them out, right? Because you want to have structure and you want it to be formatted in a certain way. All right, so to start off, you guys are going to want this document on Excel or Google Sheets. And then you're going to go to your sold and you're going to click view order details. And from here, what you're going to go ahead and do is on this first slot, you're going to put the order number. I just copy and paste all these. Next, you go ahead and put the date that it was sold. You go ahead and copy and paste the title right here. Paste that in there. And then the quantity sold, we only sold 1. Now, for the eBay price sold, what you're going to want to do is don't put the selling price, but you want to put after fees, how much you're going to be getting. Alright, so after you put the eBay sold price, what you're going to do from here is literally just pull up the listing on Amazon, which keep in mind, with the software, all you have to do is open up your original eBay listing, and then there's going to be a little attachment here on the top left of the title. This is just going to take you straight to the Amazon listing. And then from here, it's as simple as it gets. You just copy over the buyer's information, right? Put in the address, and then zip code, and phone number. From here, what we're going to do is click use this address. And you don't want to add in the expenses until you change the address, because part of the expenses is going to be taxes, which vary depending on the states. In this case, it's 0% tax, so you're going to go ahead and put that in. And then from here, you literally just click place order. And then you guys want to copy this number from the URL. And then you're going to go ahead and put this in that last slot. Now, from this point, what you want to do is go to your order. You want to add a note. In this note, you want to put SS, the market shipped. Then I put ETA. And then you just put the ETA, which is October 20th. And the reason that this is important is, like I said before, whenever you get returns, item not received cases, it just makes it way easier to find out what happened with your order, right? So from this point, you just want to mark it as shipped. And then something that's very important is you always want to contact your buyer. So I already have a script that I use, and let me show you. It really just says, dear, whatever their name is. Like, for example, we're going to change it to this customer's name. Dear, their name, we're happy to inform you that your order has been shipped and it's on the way to you. The expected delivery date is, and then in this case, it's the 20th, so we're going to switch it to the 20th. Thank you for your purchase, and please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or need further assistance. And just like that, you're just going to click send message. and then that's it. It's as simple as that. All right, so now that I showed you guys how the fulfillment works, which it can't get any easier, right? Like you get a sale and you literally just copy over all the buyer's information to Amazon and just fulfill. There's just a couple things on the back end as far as, putting everything down in that Excel or Google Sheets file, and then just reaching out to the buyer, giving them, your ETA, just so that if something does happen, for example, like say they're like the worst of the worst, say their package gets stolen, or anything happens to their package, they know that it should have came already, so they'll reach out rather than just opening up an item not received case. So the only thing left to do from here is just list another 60 items, which same thing as the past two episodes. We're going to bulk list 54, and then we're going to snipe 6, just keeping that 90-10 rule. So in the bulk lister, we already have more than enough links, so I don't have to get the links. But I did get questions on how I find these links, which I show in the first episode, but just in case you guys didn't see. But yeah, you just look up anything, like a fan. But let's be more specific. Let's put garage fan. And you can do the same thing just by going to bestsellers, but you want to find one with a decent amount of reviews. We'll go to this overall pick, right? It's being sold on Amazon for $54.99. So the way to tell if somebody is a dropshipper on eBay is if their sale price is marked up by a good bit, right? So part of the extension or part of the software is you're going to get this little icon here. You're just going to search it on eBay. And then from here, like off the gate, you got this guy selling it for 90. You know he's a dropshipper. So what I do is go to his sold items, which using the software, you just click this little icon here with the person. And then from this point, what you do is you're going to be able to see all their sold items. Now, why this is important is because these sold items, it shows that these items have sold, which means like, of course they have demand. But from here, you just clear your titles, and then you're just gonna extract. And this is gonna take all the titles from their sold items, and whenever you plug it into the product hunter, what the product hunter does is it uses the titles that you extracted, which to get those, you want to click filter and then view titles. You just copy it to your clipboard. So what the product hunter does is it takes all these titles and then it searches it on Amazon and it gets links to items that match those titles. And this filter here, this means that number of items extracted per search term, this is going to give me 2 links per title, right? It's going to filter it to where the item's minimum price is 10 and then max price is 100. So this is how much it would be on Amazon. So for example, if you have 100% markup, you end up selling it on Amazon for $20, $200. And then from here, you literally just click search titles. It's going to develop all the links and then you'll export them. And those links are what I have inside of my bulk lister. That's what these are right here. So now I'm going to go ahead and bulk list 54 items and then I'll get back to you once I'm done. I'm also going to run through my competitor research so I have some data to use for sniping, and then we'll be able to go from there. All right, so we went ahead and bulk listed 90% of the listings for the day. So we're at 114. And then I went ahead and ran through my competitors, and we're gonna set the filter for the last 3 days. Minimum sold 3, and then then we'll go ahead and click apply. And we're sniping 6 items today. So all right, so right here they sold 3 in the last 3 days at 11.32, and it looks like we'd be buying it for a little under $7.50. So first we gotta check if they're the cheapest, which they're not, but so this is the one that's selling, and this is a different title because they're using parentheses. The original title doesn't have parentheses. So we're just gonna undercut these guys. Oh no, we got one right here. Yeah, 11.32. Oh, that's the one that was selling. So yeah, we're gonna undercut 11.32 the way it is. So we're gonna go ahead and take this. And go ahead and go over to our second account. And then what you have to do is you just import using the software. And if what you're importing is the cheapest, then it's just going to undercut for you. And then you can just hit snipe list. So that's one. All right, so we're going to set a bit of a different filter where we're going to put the minimum price at 25. Just because whenever I raise the price, I typically find that there's a little bit more profit with these items. So, all right, let me see. We already tried these two. 59.94. This is the same item. So we'd be buying it for 41.99. They're selling it for a little under 60 bucks. And then if we go to the lowest price, we got, like with this specific title, yeah, people are selling it. Someone says from China though. So whenever I'm sniping, I discount people that aren't here, right? Like they're not in my country. So unless it's an American, like it doesn't have where it's from, I don't count them. So it looks like the cheapest in that case is 58.99. So we're gonna go ahead and undercut this guy. So we're still gonna take this to import, but we're gonna move this over to the second account. And then we're gonna go ahead and undercut the second guy. So we gotta wait for the software to load. And it looked like the other guy was at 58.99. Yeah, 58.99. So we'll just go ahead and do 58.90. And then you just snipe list. It's as simple as that. Alright, so although this is different, it's the exact same thing. So the title will work. We'll go ahead and use this. He's the cheapest one with the exact same title. So he's selling it for 83.90. So we'll undercut at 83.85. So let's see, 83.85. That comes out to, we'll get paid out 72.34. And then with the 10% discount, it'll be like, there'll be over 10 bucks profit there. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and import, and then yeah, 83.85 snipe list. So simple as that. I know it's the same as the other days. Like I said last episode, it's a little bit slower than it will be in a couple weeks. Whenever we have thousands of listings and more sales will come in, we'll have to deal with more. You guys will be able to see more of what goes on behind the scenes. But for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and list the last three, and then yeah, tomorrow we'll do the same thing. I'll update you guys if we have any sales or anything like that. And I think tomorrow I have planned where we might run our first markdown sale, see how that affects our sales, see if we can get anything from that. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, make sure to join the Discord. You guys can contact me there. That's probably the best way. And then I'll have a couple of videos linked in the description that goes more in depth on the strategies that I'm using, like in this episode, as far as like sniping or bulk listing, if you have any questions. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow on episode 4.